There is no condition, physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual, that cannot be taken care of, that cannot be brought into a state of neutrality and eliminated from our energy fields. And I don't care what it is. I literally don't care what it is. Now you could also ask me, Dave, have you done that for yourself? No, not completely. But that doesn't have anything to do with whether or not that prior statement is true. So we are moving into an energetic era in the epoch that we are moving into, to where the new medicine is going to be energy medicine. And when I say there is no condition that cannot be healed, that cannot be taken care of, I mean that, and totally, with all of every fiber of my being. And there's lots of people on the planet that we all know, that I don't need to mention their names, that have demonstrated time and time again that this is true. People that doctors have told you'll never walk again, or you've got 2 weeks to live, or 3 weeks to live, or a month, or whatever it might be. And they're still here, and they're walking, they're doing everything. And correspondingly, there's also those people that may have some kind of a condition going, and they go to the doctor, and the doctor gives them a prognosis of death. And because the doctor is the authority in their lives, they go right ahead and die, not to make the doctor wrong. So it's very interesting, because it's all the frequency of our vibration. Now, understand that there are multiple kinds of illnesses that people carry. Some are journeys that they are on that are actually part of their life path, and it will eventually carry them out of living in the physical and return back to spirit, the non-physical. And there's no judgment around that. I have several friends that have terminal illnesses that there is nothing that apparently that can be done to help them. And they are absolutely the most joyous and happy and living in the moment, having a good time people that I know. I have a friend that has lost the use of his legs, and instead of just resigning himself to living in a wheelchair, he converted his van to his car to hand controls, because his legs don't work. And every week or weekend, he gets in his van and tries somewhere out into the wilderness desert of Idaho, and which is where he loves the most, and just spends his time in nature. Even though he can't really do a lot, once he gets out there, his wheelchair is not going to run around like it does in the city. But he goes there because that's where his joy is. So we're not necessarily talking about those kinds of illnesses, but illnesses or distortions in our energy field, they always carry lessons for us in terms of mastering ourselves. So today we're gonna do a combination of things. And by a combination of things, we're gonna travel to one of the energetic temples that is in the center of the earth. It's a temple composed entirely of crystal, and it's circular in the way that it's shaped, with a domed ceiling over the top of it. And it doesn't need light, because all of the walls and the floor and the ceiling, everything it's all crystal, and those crystals emit light. And off of that center room, there are 12 tunnels that lead off in the 12 directions. And at the end of each one of those tunnels, there is another much smaller circular room. And each of these rooms emit specific healing frequencies. And I'm not going to talk about which direction does what for each frequency. That's too much information for you. I'd much rather that you be guided by your own intuition and by the magnetic pull that each one of those rooms exert on you, because they're all different, and they all, some work on the physical body, some work on the emotions, some work on the mental, some work on spiritual bodies, but they all have an impact. And you can go into every single one of them, or you can just go into one, or you can stay in the center room. There's no prescribed formula for what you may or may not feel pulled to, and there's certainly no prescribed formula for what you will experience when you go into any of those rooms, or also sitting in the central chamber. So we'll spend some time and let each of you experience and explore all of these different rooms here, and let's begin. And we'll begin as I almost universally do, with some nice deep breathing, nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And make yourself comfortable, whatever comfortable means to each one of you. I used to say sit up straight, make your spine straight, and somebody told me that they can't get comfortable when they do that. So just make yourself comfortable, whatever that means. If you're laying down, try not to fall asleep. And if you do fall asleep, know that that's also okay. You'll receive the recording afterwards, and you'll also receive the full benefit of the transmission, even if you get taken out. Sometimes those are more intense than if you're conscious and hear everything. So let's begin again with some nice breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth with a gentle, gentle, gentle exhale. And just let that gentleness, that relaxation of your out breath, just let it flow through your body and let your body relax. And if there's any place that you're experiencing tension or a little bit of stress or something like that, just let the out breath of exhale of your breath, just let it flow there and let your body relax as much as possible. And then as we continue to breathe, begin to become aware of your close aura, the very first aura around your physical body, all the while remembering your physical body is also an auric field. It's an energy field, just happens to be the densest one. Begin to concentrate and condense and pull all that energy from your auric field, and then all of the energy from your body, and bring it to your root at the base of your spine. Remembering that men and women ground in different places sometimes. Some women ground in their womb. Wherever it is that you're guided to ground, just come all the way into your body and ground yourself at your root. If you're not used to doing this, sometimes it can take a little bit to do that. And once you've come into the body, then send a beam of light from your root, or a cord, if you will. Send it down through the Earth star below your feet, and send it down into the center of the Earth. Connect it to the crystal core that's there. And when you've done that, then bring another cord or beam of light back up from that crystal core and connect it to your root so that you are fully grounded in your body, fully present here and now in this moment, and connected to the earth. Then begin to become aware of everybody that is gathered here. It not only includes all of the people that are here live on this call, it also includes all of the people that signed up to be here today, but for whatever reason were unable to be here. It also includes many, many, many others that just wish to participate in the energy. They may not have signed up. They may not have even expressed an interest, but they know that this is happening. And it also includes the ancestral spirits, especially those of Maui, especially those of the islands. And they are here as a vessel, if you will, to receive the benefit that is generated. Notice that everybody gathered here is standing in a circle. And we always form a circle because a circle has no beginning and no end. Feel how the energy is moving around the circle that we have formed, that it's moving both counterclockwise and clockwise at the same time. You may also become aware of the vast retinue of very high frequency masters, ascended masters that always come. They're always present, not just with the meditations that I offer, but with the meditations that everybody offers. They are always present to lend their assistance. And I'm hearing that in the case of a large percentage of you, that your high selves are here to help you with the integration and embodiment of your high self into your physical body. And as we continue to stand together in this circle, notice that as we exhale our breath, that in the center of the circle we have performed, that exhale begins to form a crystalline sphere, a sphere of translucent crystalline light. This is light from the I Am presence, and it's manifesting because of your connection to your I Am. And as you continue to breathe, as we continue to breathe, that sphere grows larger and larger and larger until it is bigger than we are as a group and all contained within inside of it. And it is always safe to work in this container, where there can be no energy intrusions. And now that you're fully centered and also aligned, both individually and as a group, you can feel the presence of the Earth Star underneath you. And it doesn't matter if you feel it, or if you see it, or sense it, or just know that it's there. And something happens with the normalness or the way that we normally experience the Earth star, and that it opens a secondary portal or a gateway, pathway, and you go through it, and you end up somewhere inside the Earth, inside of a hollow chamber that is circular in shape with a domed ceiling, and the entire enclosure is lit with crystals. All of the walls, the floor, the ceiling, everything is composed of crystals. And it is definitely a myriad of crystals. Every crystal known to us is here, and even some that we don't know of here. So just take a moment to feel what it's like just to be here in the energy field of all of these crystals at the heart of the Earth. And it doesn't matter if you feel it or you sense it or know it or see it. Those are all just different modalities of experiencing the same thing. And as you become, shall we say, accustomed a little bit to being here, that you're, if nothing else, a little more comfortable being in the energy field of all of these phenomenal crystalline beings, that now you can begin to look around you and you see that there are 12 tunnels that lead from cardinal points off of this great central chamber. And at the end of each one of those tunnels, there is another circular crystalline room. Each of those rooms and the tunnel that leads to them contains specific frequencies, specific crystalline frequencies of healing energy. And you will either resonate or feel aligned with one or more, possibly none. Just sense the resonance that is there. Each of them are capable of healing different conditions that human beings experience, different conditions that souls may still experience. And some of these chambers will deal only with healing things in the physical body. Some will work with healing in the emotional bodies, some with the mental body, some with the myriad spiritual bodies. Just sense the magnetic pull that is being exerted on you by any and or all of these tunnels and rooms. There is no reason that you cannot enter each and every one of them. You just follow your heart's desire and you sense the magnetic pull that they are exerting on you. The strongest pull will be the room that you wish to enter first. And even though At some point, this gathering will come to a conclusion. You can stay in all of these rooms, any and or all of them, as long as you wish. When you enter one of the rooms, it doesn't matter which one, you can set an intention that you will return here in the dream state this evening when you take rest. And you can continue to stay in these rooms however long you wish. So just follow the intuition of your heart and the guidance of that magnetic pull that is being exerted, and allow yourself to just be in the presence of these phenomenal healing crystal rooms. You may experience things being removed from your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies. You may experience deep, deep energies flowing through you that are light frequencies. Know that anything that is removed from you, that space that is left, will be filled with light from the Creator, from Divine Source. And no matter which of the rooms you go into, your entire physical body will be filled with light. Your emotional body, you will experience waves of energy flowing through it, waves of grace that begin to clear any distortions, traumas, whatever they may be. Your mental body will experience a deep, deep cleansing of your thought processes, the way that you habitually think, even if that thinking has no basis in everyday reality for you. And the same with your spiritual bodies. Eventually, there's going to be more space between all of your cells, more space in your emotional and mental body. And that space is going to be filled with light from the Creator, Divine Source. Just allow yourself to receive. Knowing you can return here at any time you wish. That these healing chambers are available to you always. begin to come back into the central. Notice how you feel having been in however many of the individual chambers that you went to. Notice how you feel different. Are you more aligned? Are you clearer in your thinking? Are you more stable emotionally? And notice how more spacious your physical body is, that there is more space between your cells. And call in front of you, call to you any being, any person, or any circumstance that you still need to forgive, that you've been holding on to and unwilling to forgive. And this could include the absolute unforgivable, that it's impossible to forgive. Call them to come be in front of you. And they have all gathered there, and it may not just be beings or people, it may be circumstances. It might be a war, no knowing what is remaining in your field that needs to be forgiven. And once everybody or everything has gathered in front of you, begin to notice the cords that are running between you, all cords that are running from those that you have not forgiven, and the cords running from you to those you have not forgiven. Just notice what they're like. Some of them may be nice and bright and clear. Some may be smoky or cloudy. Some may be really dark and maybe really thicky, gooey, tarry. Just become aware of them. When you have full awareness of them, reach out with your energy hands and gather all of those cords into a bundle. And when you've done that, then connect with your heart and go deep, deep, deep into the center of your heart, where it's still, where it's quiet. And let that beautiful energy from the center of your heart, let it flow down through your energy, arms and hands, and begin to gently, ever so gently, dissolve those cords. Don't cut them, just dissolve them gently. And as you do that, the cords from all those gathered in front of you will begin to flow back into you, and your cords will flow back into you. Sorry, the cords from all those gathered in front of you will begin to flow back into them, and your cords will flow into you. You may begin to experience a deeper sense of relaxation in your body as those cords are dissolved and removed. And then surround everybody that is gathered in front of you in a sphere of translucent pink light from the heart. Sphere or bubble is created around them. Then extend to everyone that is gathered in front of you, even if it's a place or a thing. Extend to them unconditional forgiveness. Unconditional. For anything that you have ever done throughout all lifetimes that has caused them hurt or pain. And see how they respond. Do they receive it, or are they reactive to that? If they receive it, you can thank them, you can bless them, and let them go. If any remain, extend that unconditional forgiveness for anything that you have ever done throughout all lifetimes that caused them hurt or pain again. Notice how they respond, if they receive it or not. If they receive it, you can release them, and if any remain, you can extend that forgiveness to them one more time, a third time, and see if they are able to receive it. If they receive it this time, you can release them, and if they don't, it is now between them and the Creator. You have done everything that you can. And you can release everybody. And again, notice how different it feels in your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies, having done this work. If you needed more time to be here, remember you can always return. You can come here in the dream states. You can set your intention before you go to sleep, and you can return in dreamland and continue to do this work. And then come back portal that opened in the earth star below your feet. Come back up into your body. And notice how different your body may feel now that you have done this work. And find yourself wherever you wish, someplace on the earth that you consider to be sacred. Doesn't matter where it is, it's just a place you consider to be sacred. All the while remembering that the entire earth is sacred. You find yourself standing on the earth with bare feet, and you let your feet sink under the ground. And you open the eyes in the bottoms of your feet. Which will allow you to be able to see everything that is under the earth, including all of the elements and the elementals. You will be able to experience all of those realms. And then begin to anchor these new frequencies in your body by allowing your body to grow. Allow your legs to grow to grow all the way to the core of the earth after sinking into your waist. And allow your torso and your arms and your head to grow up to the outer reaches of our atmosphere. And as your legs extend all the way to the core of the earth, one of your feet comes to stand on the crystal core that is there, and one comes to stand on the molten lava core that is there. And the energies of both of those, the energies of the cool crystalline energy, begin to flow up, as well as the very passionate, fiery energy begins to flow up through both of your legs. And when it reaches the root, it intertwines. Each of those currents intertwine and connect with and intermix with the energy contained in your central column and the spinal column. And you anchor everything that has changed in you. You anchor that energy into the earth, making it more available to everyone here. As those two currents rise all the way up through you and out the top of your crown, you discover there is a new alignment that you have actually anchored into all of your bodies. So it just doesn't end just at the edge of your head in our atmosphere. It extends all the way up through all of the various auric bodies that are your spiritual bodies, eventually connecting directly with the I Am. And there is a seamless and continuous flow of energy, both flowing up from the core of the earth and flowing down from the I Am in an infinite loop. And stay here as long as you wish. There's no hurry ever to return to a waking state. And yet, when you are ready, and only when you're ready, we are complete.